Okay, now we're going to do the basics of doing a voiceover recording and cleaning it up in Adobe Audition. So you want to be here in the waveform setup once you open up, because you have waveform and multitrack. Once you open up Audition, you need to go into your, I'm going to click on here so it says Audition here, and click here and go to my preferences and my audio hardware. Under Windows, it's under the edit menu instead of the name of the program there. And when you go to audio hardware, now mine's set up like this because I'm recording both the screen and my microphone, so mine says aggregate device. But whether you're on Windows or Mac, you need to change this default input to your microphone and the default output to your speakers. Now if you don't have a microphone to hook up to your computer, then you can just voice this over into your phone. There's free voice recorders for Android and for iPhone. And then just email yourself the voiceover that you record. Phones are actually very good voice recorders because they're designed for voice in the first place. So just make sure, though, you change, even if you record it in your phone, you change your input to microphone and your output to the speakers. Okay. So now, since I do have a microphone, I can just record here. Now, over here, I've got a script. Okay, so I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to switch over to the script. I'm going to give it a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to start reading. Okay, so here we go. Go back to Audition. Start recording. Okay, it's going to call this. I'm just going to name this. This is Valley Auto. And switch back to the script. And 3, 2, 1. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. Let me start again. 3, 2, 1. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave with a powerful SUV for just half the price. Yes, you heard it, half the price. Hurry into Valley View as fast as you can, by car or on foot, and take advantage of this outrageous sale. Don't wait, because this promotion is only going on for 48 hours, and the SUVs are being driven out of the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, SUVs to get you into gear. Okay, now switch back to Audition and just stop it. Now I did make one screw up here, but that's another reason why you do a countdown before you start, because I can see the countdown 3, 2, 1 right here. So let's just listen to it and switch back to the script. And 3, 2, 1. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. Let me start again. 3, 2, 1. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave. So there it is. We don't need to listen to the whole thing. So here is the whole thing. I'm going to cut off this 3, 2, 1 right at the beginning. I'm just going to click there and drag back to the left. Okay, and then just hit delete on the keyboard. Okay. Now I'm going to come down here. This is the background noise without me talking. So I want to get rid of that. So there's an effect for that. So I'm just going to select this area here. That is just the noise, and you can just play it to just listen. That little humming is just sort of the background noise. So I can come up here to Effects and go to Noise Reduction and Noise Reduction Process. And then to capture the noise, it says Capture Noise Print. I click on that. And then I've got to click here in the background and do a Command A for Mac or Control A and select everything. And then come back here and I can hit Apply, and you'll notice that the noise gets quite a bit reduced. And so let's play it without the noise. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs. So let's go here and we're going to trim off everything after the last word. So let's get rid of that. And I'm just over 30. Okay, I'm kind of at 31 and change here. So I need to mix that down. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go into an effect that we have. So in this waveform, that's where we trim it up, and that's where we also noise reduce it. Okay, make sure you don't trim away all the background noise before you actually are able to grab a piece of it so you can listen and then take out the background noise and then trim it down. But now we're going to switch over to multi-track, and again it's going to ask us to name the session, and I'm just going to call this Valley Auto. Okay, and I'm going to just put it on the desktop. That's fine. So just say OK, And yes, I already got that. So, all right. So now we have the VO. So let's just click here and drag it out here. Okay. And there we go. So if you hit the backslash key, which is right above the return key, now I'm really at almost 32, but I need to be under 30 because it's a 30-second commercial. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here and I'm going to come down here to remix and then enable remix. That's going to allow us to change the length of the VO, and it does a quick little analysis. And then here we can see it's 31.7 roughly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to dial this down and just drag it back to the left, okay, until we get to something that's workable. And sometimes you have to drag it a lot more than you think you do, because see, I have plus or minus 5 seconds is this all this thing's able to do in terms of accuracy. So I'm down to 27. Okay, there I've got 26. So let's see if we can kind of split the difference here. And if you can't get it down enough with this thing, I'm not really reducing it enough. It's kind of jumping back and forth. So I'm just going to put it back to the original, which is like, I'm just going to type 30, 00. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut out some gaps in here. So I'm going to zoom in with the plus key. I'm going to actually make this track taller by grabbing in between here. Okay, and then I can move this up here by grabbing this and just narrowing it down and zooming in. And you always start trimming not at the back but at the front. So let's go here at the front and let's find some breaths we can take out. So we just go here to the razor blade, and I'm just going to click right here and right here. And then I'm going to switch to this tool, which is the keyboard shortcut right there. You can see is the letter V, and just click this and hit delete. Then I can grab this and trim it back. Okay, and then hit the backslash key. And I've still got almost a second and a half to go. So again, I'm going to click here to where I can see the next gap is. Now you don't want to take the whole gap out because it sounds very unnatural if you do that. But I'm going to zoom in here again, get the razor tool, which is R on the keyboard, and cut here, and then switch to V, which is the selection tool. Get rid of that, then click and drag it in. And then I can just drag this whole piece down to find the next little gap here. And R for the razor tool. And again, we're going to cut here and here. And then V to switch to the selection tool. Get rid of that. Click and drag this forward to close the gap. We've got another gap here, so R for the razor tool again. This, we're taking out these little pieces. V to select. Bring this back in. And then drag this down so you can see more, and that's all pretty tight. And then right in here, R for the razor tool. I want to cut it too close because it'll sound unnatural. Leave a little space in there, a little gap for a breath, so it's natural. And then down here we got some larger gaps, but let's see, we're still kind of going here. So let's go razor tool again. And then razor tool again. That's the R on the keyboard. And then switch to V for the selection tool. And then drag it to close the gap. And we just move this little bar down. And finally we're under 30 here. And then at the end you can just grab this and just drag it this way. Okay, so now we're under 30. Now let's save, Command S or Control S. Now, some of this located outside the multi-track folder that we created. So it says, do you want to move it in there? And of course, we're going to say yes. And then the session also contains this file, unsaved changes. So we're going to say yes to that also. And this is the name of the file we just created because we edited it. So we're going to say, okay, all of that. Okay. Now to go back and see the entire thing, we're going to hit the backslash key again. Okay. And the next thing that we're going to do, and since you all had to purchase Premiere, not Premiere Audition, the whole Adobe suite, you get this little feature here where you can download music from them. And I'm not trying to pick the perfect music, but we're just going to go kind of quick on this. But I'm going to go to Help, and then we're going to go to Download Sound Effects and More. And that's going to take us out to Adobe's site. I may need to sign in here. But I think since I'm already in the software, it's going to recognize me. Okay. And we're going to go here to loops and beds. They have sound effects and entire scores for movies that's coming soon, so they don't have that quite yet. And then we're going to just scroll down here to the type of music that we think we might want. Let's see here. Rockabilly. This is pretty high energy, but I'm just going to keep it to be general, and I'm going to go ahead and pick one that's already 30 seconds long, so I don't have to adjust it. So when I say download, it's going to ask me to download it, and I'm going to save the file, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the desktop in that same folder where I created Auto Valley. There it is. Click here and save it in there. Okay, and then I can just close up this web browser. Don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to go back over to my Finder. And I'm just going to close this web browser altogether. Just hide it. I can hide Audition for a second. I can close this script. And I can go over here to my Valley Auto. And I've got to unzip this. So I'm just going to right click on it, and you just use the Mac, you use the archive utility. If you're on Windows, there's an automatic unzip there you can use. And it'll just unzip, and then this is the file. Now I'm going to go back to Audition and import. So I'm just going to right click here and import the song. So I'm going to the desktop and Auto Valley and go into this unzipped folder, and I'm just going to pick, I think I'm just going to pick this first one here. I'm going to do a quick listen. Okay, not the best in the world, but I'm going to take it. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is drag down this to the other track, which is right here. And it's already perfectly trimmed to 30 seconds. Okay, now if we go on Window here and go to Workspaces, and if this didn't already come up, which is what we're going to use, you can come down here and you can go to Essential Video Mixing. That will also bring up this window here. Okay, but in this particular case, in the default, this is up, but if it's not, you can go to your Window and Workspaces and switch to Essential Video Mixing. Okay, so now we're going to select the music here, and we're going to tell Premiere to kind of use artificial intelligence here. It's going to listen to the music. So we tell this is music, and then the preset is balanced background music. Okay, so we're going to do that. And now we're going to listen to this with the voice. And let's just mute it here. I'm going to hit the M on this key. So let's listen to the voice. It should average out around -6. So let's listen.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive.
It's a little bit low.
The hottest SUV.
But what we're going to do is we're going to apply an effect to it. So let's click here and let's select all of these pieces here. Let's just do it this way. Let's get our selection tool, and let's select all of the not the music, but all of the voiceover tracks. And we're going to go to our effects rack, and there is a preset here. So if we have the track effects, and we are going to go to radio announcer voice and put that on there, and then we'll see how it sounds.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and
down around -6. So we're going to click here and drag about -3 roughly. That's -3.3.
leave with a powerful SUV for just half the price.
Good.
Yes, you heard it.
Okay, now we can unmute the music, and let's see if we need to bring the music up or down.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in.
In my opinion, the music's still a little too loud. So let's listen to the music by itself. I'm going to mute the music's already at about -17. So I'm going to bring it down about another 3 dB again. So just bringing it down to like 3. And now let's unmute this and listen to it together.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave.
It's still a little bit loud for my taste. I'm going to bring it down to -5. -4.8 is probably good enough.
With a powerful SUV for just half the price.
Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Let's listen to the whole thing.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave with a powerful SUV for just half the price. Yes, you heard it, half the price. Hurry into Valley View as fast as you can, by car or on foot, and take advantage of this outrageous sale. Don't wait, because this promotion is only going on for 48 hours, and the SUVs are being driven out of the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, SUVs to get you into gear.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Now let's export it. So we're going to go to File, Export, and it's a multi-track mixdown, and we're going to do the entire section. Okay, so this is going to be the Valley Auto mixdown. It's going to go, and we got to tell it where to go. So we're going to tell it to go in the desktop. We're going to tell it to go to Valley Auto, and that's where it's going to save. It's going to be an MP3, which is fine. We need that for SoundCloud, where we're going to export it to. And then we're going to say OK. And I think it did it that fast. So let's go out here to our desktop here. Let's just hide this for a second. And here is the Valley Mixdown. So let's listen to it.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in.
Okay, so we don't need to hear the whole thing. But now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to put it on SoundCloud. If you don't have a SoundCloud account, just create one. Remember, you have to go to your email and confirm that you made a SoundCloud account. And then just like you do with a YouTube video, you're going to copy the URL or the web address of the finished and uploaded SoundCloud song, or in this case commercial, and then you're going to put that on your web page, on your ICA's page. And remember, you're going to push down the last thing you did there, and you're going to put this right at the top of your ICA's page. And then you're going to put the web address of your ICA's page and turn that in on Canvas for credit, okay? And we're all set.